Her hands trembled, not from fear, but from the weight of a silence she had carried for 20 years. In the sterile, hushed courtroom, a young man, barely a man at all, stood accused of a crime that had torn their small town apart. His name was Leo, and she was his only alibi. When the prosecutor sneered, asking her profession, she replied softly, "I'm a teacher." A ripple of murmurs filled the room. A teacher? What could she possibly know? The prosecution painted her as a sentimental woman, her judgment clouded by a misguided affection for a former student. They presented a mountain of circumstantial evidence, each piece a stone in the wall they were building around Leo's future. The jury's faces hardened. Hope began to drain from the room, leaving a cold, metallic taste of despair. Leo's gaze met hers, and in his eyes, she saw the same terrified boy who had once struggled to read in her classroom. She had taught him that words had power, and now, her words were all he had left. The prosecutor, sensing victory, delivered his closing argument with theatrical flair, dismissing her testimony as the ramblings of just a teacher. Then, it was her turn. The defense attorney simply said, "Ms. Elaine, please tell the court what you were doing on the night of the crime." She took a deep breath, her voice no longer trembling, but clear and resonant. "I was at the state's annual forensic science conference." A confused silence fell. She continued, "I teach chemistry and biology, but for the last 2 decades, I've also been a consultant for the state's cold case unit. My specialty is analyzing degraded DNA evidence from crime scenes decades old. I've helped solve 17 impossible cases." She pulled a file from her bag, placing it on the witness stand. "On the night in question, I wasn't just with Leo. I was teaching him how to properly sequence DNA samples for a scholarship application to a prestigious forensics program. The very sample we were working on," she paused, looking directly at the jury, "was from a cold case file from 1998, which I had officially signed out." The courtroom was utterly stunned. The evidence was irrefutable, time-stamped, and officially documented. The prosecution's case crumbled into dust. Leo was exonerated, his future given back to him by the woman they had all underestimated. As the crowd erupted, she quietly packed her bag, her job done. If you believe that a person's worth can't be measured by a simple title, let the like button be a silent testament to every hidden hero who walks among us. Never judge a book by its cover, because sometimes, the most unassuming person holds the most extraordinary story.